Hey guys, welcome to The Sports Entertainer. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you never miss out on any of our videos. Did Seth Rollins lose the World Heavyweight title at WWE House Show? Now Seth Rollins is set to defend his World Heavyweight Championship tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw against the Judgment Day's Damian Priest. But did Seth Rollins lose his world title before he could even make it to defending his belt on television? Seth Rollins defended his World Heavyweight title for the first time since winning it at Night of Champions yesterday at Saturday's WWE House Show in White Plains, New York at the Westchester County Center, and Rollins defended the championship against The Miz in the main event of the show. Watch these clips to find out if Seth Rollins managed to get the win over The Miz and will walk into Raw tomorrow night and still the World Heavyweight Champion. So yes, as you can see, Seth Rollins did in fact defeat The Miz at yesterday's WWE House Show in New York to retain his World Heavyweight Championship, and Rollins will be defending the belt tomorrow night on Raw against Damian Priest. There's no doubt that Triple H and WWE likely plan a pretty lengthy title run for Seth Rollins, so while he certainly will be very active in defending World Champion, Rollins likely will not be losing that title anytime soon, whether at live events or on television, so Seth Rollins' fans out there have no reason to worry. Roman Reigns issues statement regarding the Bloodline. Now the tribal chief Roman Reigns may be at the top of his game in WWE right now, and was literally celebrated this past week on Friday Night SmackDown for moving past the 1,000 day mark as the Undisputed Champion, with Triple H unveiling a new Undisputed Championship belt for Roman, but there's no doubt that this is also a very rough time for Roman Reigns, despite all the celebrations about Roman's historic title reign. The Bloodline faction is literally crumbling to pieces right in front of Roman Reigns' eyes, and the Usos are all but done in the faction, with Jimmy Uso betraying Roman Reigns at Night of Champions, and it's now looking as though Jey Uso has second thoughts about being tied to the group after Roman Reigns refused to go along with Jimmy Uso's attempts to get the Bloodline back together on SmackDown this past week, which resulted in Solo Sikoa Samoans spiking Jimmy, which shocked Jey beyond belief. Not to mention that Jey Uso had also refused to superkick his brother Jimmy Uso, despite the tribal chief demanding Jey to do so. And if that wasn't bad enough for Roman, even though Solo Sikoa is standing by Reigns for the time being, it's pretty clear that that is only going to be temporary, and Solo Sikoa will soon turn his back on Roman as well, leaving just Paul Heyman by Roman's side, which is really how it all started, when Roman Reigns returned at SummerSlam 2020 and turned heel. Now after SmackDown this past week, Roman Reigns took to social media yesterday and posted a response to all the chaos going on in the Bloodline right now, with Reigns posting a photo of himself holding the new Undisputed Championship belt, with a caption reading, quote, "It's lonely at the top, #tribal chief." However, Roman Reigns does appear to be convinced that Jey Uso will do what he always does and stay loyal to the Bloodline, because when Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman left the ring on SmackDown, Heyman basically asked Roman Reigns about Jey Uso, with Roman responding with this, quote, "Jey's gonna do what he always does. He'll fall in line, he'll come home." By all means, it doesn't really seem like that is the direction Jey's heading in, as he is likely reaching his breaking point, and with the way things are going, Roman Reigns is probably right. It will be lonely at the top pretty soon once all the other members of the Bloodline faction leave the group, and Solo Sikoa is likely next. Seth Rollins teases Forbidden Door match. Now Seth Rollins has teased a huge Forbidden Door match with a major wrestling star who currently performs outside of WWE, with that said star being New Japan Pro Wrestling's Will Ospreay. Now in a recent interview, Will Ospreay was basically asked who he has in his mind as an opponent he'd like to face off in a possible Forbidden Door match scenario, and not surprisingly the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins' name came up in that conversation, with Will Ospreay believing that he, along with Seth Rollins, could truly create magic in the ring. Now yesterday, Will Ospreay responded to this video of him talking about Seth Rollins being a dream Forbidden Door opponent, and Ospreay teased showing up at Money in the Bank on July 1st, which is set to go down at the O2 Arena in London, England, and Will responded by saying this, quote, "The O2 Arena is 20 minutes from my house, eh?" Seth Rollins would respond to Will Ospreay's tweet with a one-word response, quote, "Bruv." Now of course when it comes to the actual chances of this happening for real, that is pretty unlikely, but there's no doubt that this has got wrestling fans buzzing about Will Ospreay maybe making a Forbidden Door appearance in WWE at Money in the Bank so he could face off against Seth Rollins. And in all honesty, now that Triple H is the head of creative in WWE, we suppose anything is possible, but again pretty unlikely at this point. Liv Morgan injury update. Now as most of you are likely aware, Liv Morgan was injured during a tag team championship match on the May 12th edition of Friday Night SmackDown, where Liv and Raquel Rodriguez successfully defended their women's tag team titles against Bayley and Dakota Kai. And because of the injury that Liv sustained during that match, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez were unable to defend their women's tag team titles on Monday Night Raw the next week, and WWE were basically forced to have Liv and Raquel vacate the women's tag team championships. Liv Morgan provided an update on her injury yesterday, with Liv Morgan revealing that she is in fact suffering from a torn shoulder. Right now we don't know if Liv Morgan will be requiring surgery for the shoulder injury, but if she did, Liv could be sidelined for several months, which is unfortunate news. LA Knight issues warning to all champions. Now the self-proclaimed megastar of WWE, LA Knight, qualified for the Money in the Bank ladder match, where he has an opportunity to capture the coveted briefcase, thus securing himself a future title opportunity of his choosing in WWE. And there's no doubt that many fans feel LA Knight will win the Money in the Bank ladder match this year, as it has been rumored that WWE are strongly considering Knight for the win. And clearly LA Knight's extremely confident as well, as LA Knight has issued a warning to all champions in WWE ahead of Money in the Bank, with LA saying this in a recent interview, quote, "Who's gonna be in this match, huh? Doesn't matter, 6 guys, 7 guys, 8 guys, 10 guys, doesn't make a difference, because one man will climb, make the acclivity up that ladder, grab the briefcase, and after that, any title I want. All I can tell you is, if you're holding some gold out there, keep your eyes out, because I'm coming for you. Money in the Bank, yeah, long overdue. Because whose game is it? It's LA Knight's game, yeah."